I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Grace. Welcome to UK Prime Time. I believe everybody's doing good. Um, I just want, one help from you. Can you remind where were we before the bonus episode?
The episode that we were on, I believe that we had covered episode 18.
Sorry, 17?
Episode
No,
18, yes.
17.
17?
17, yes.
We had
We
completed 17, so next would be 18, sir.
18.
Chavez,
Mhm.
we done 18. Sorry, it was my mistake.
18 we finished, right?
Yes.
18 was why most funded traders. Capital destruction. We finished. 19. 19 is capital identity. Yes, I believe 19. Joe, where is Joe?
Joe's
There's
not
no.
here today.
Okay, Joe has sent me. We did 17 last, according to Joe.
Yeah, so when I look on YouTube, I see 17 is the last episode we live streamed.
Mhm. So 18 we are doing today. Mhm. Capital destruction. So coming back tonight, we will come back to our, understanding, deeper understanding of prop trading environment, how prop firms function, and what are the possible repercussions on traders when they are practicing, when they are operating with prop firms, and how traders they get the funding, how they lose the funding, what are the conditions. Basically, we are focusing on environment of an ecosystem of prop trading, uh, you know, industry. So let's start episode 18. Why most funded traders lose their prop trading accounts. The hidden psychology behind capital destruction. This is a different capital destruction that we will talk about. Initially, we talked about accounts getting blown, retail users destructing their capital, but this is about uh, funded accounts by prop firms to traders. And when these accounts, they get, blown up or they get destructed. Every year, thousands of traders they pass funding challenges, they celebrate, they post certificates on social media, they announce that they are now funded traders, but for a brief moment, it feels like they arrived. A dream has become reality, access to capital, access to opportunity, access to scale. Yet something remarkable happens next. A significant percentage of those traders lose their funded accounts, not because markets become harder, not because Strategies suddenly stop working, not because they forgot how everything they learned during the evaluation process. They lose because they encounter a challenge they never prepared for. That is managing the capital. This distinction is so important that it separates retail trading from professional finance. Most retail traders spend years learning how to trade, but very few spend time learning how to manage capital. And in professional markets, capital management is what determines survival. Today, we are going to explore one of the least understood subjects in modern finance: why funded traders they fail, why institutions think differently, why risk management is more valuable than profitability, and why prop firms monitor behaviors most traders never notice, and how the future of capital allocation may fundamentally change how traders are evaluated. Because the truth is simple: getting funded proves you can trade, but staying funded proves you can manage capital. They are not the same skill. Managing capital is not totally different, but um, you know, slightly different than managing capital, and it is a different altogether, a very unique skill set that comes from experience. And I believe mostly when people lose money, they understand capital management more better in a you know more experienced way. That moment changes everything. Most traders approach funding evaluations with discipline. They follow rules, they reduce risk, they avoid overtrading, they respect drawdown limits, they become patient. Ironically, many traders behave more professionally during evaluations than they do after becoming funded. Why? Because the evaluation creates scarcity. The trader knows one mistake could end the opportunity. Risk suddenly matters. Discipline suddenly matters. Patience suddenly matters. The evaluation forces professional behavior, then funding arrives. And the psychology changes when funding arrives. The pressure disappears, confidence increases, position sizes expand, risk tolerance grows, because it's technically not your money. It's not technically their money. It's a different, kind of feeling when you trade with somebody else's money. And the same trader who spent 30 days protecting capital begins taking risks they would never would have taken during evaluation. The problem isn't skill. The problem is human behavior. The funded traded trader transformation. Evaluation phase, you are very disciplined, controlled, you take controlled risk, you have patience. And the moment trader achieves funding, the confidence increases, risk expands, the rules they relax, then account gets in loss. And the moment account gets in loss, you lose the entire funding opportunity at once. So the real market insight says many professional prop firms have internally observed a pattern. The highest risk period for funded traders is often their first 30 days after receiving capital. Not because of market conditions, because of behavioral changes they undergo. Success often creates more risk than failure. Failure makes traders cautious. Success makes traders aggressive, and professional capital fears aggression more than caution. The difference between a trader and a capital manager. So, we will understand thoroughly what is the core difference between these two skill sets that traders are expected to possess before entering or while entering the prop trading ecosystem. And in order to last with the funding program, the trader must possess capital management skills as well. This may be the most important concept in today's episode. A trader thinks about trades, a capital management manager thinks about portfolios. A trader asks, what opportunity should I take? A capital manager asks, how much capital should I allocate? This difference sounds small, but it isn't. It is a massive difference. Let's examine a real world example. Trader mindset is Bitcoin looks strong, go all in. Maximum conviction, maximum exposure. Capital manager mindset is Bitcoin looks strong, allocate 2%, monitor exposure, preserve flexibility, maintain liquidity, manage downside risk. Both individuals have same market opinion, only one survives long enough to benefit from it. Institutions understand this. That's why hedge funds spend enormous resources building allocation models, not prediction models, allocation models. Um, because even the best idea becomes dangerous when position sizing is wrong. The similar example that we have been quoting in last, I believe, more than 10 episodes we have discussed, the trader versus capital manager. A trader focuses on entries, exits, predictions, profit, individual trades, whereas the capital manager focuses on risk, allocation, exposure, portfolio balance, capital preservation, most important amongst all. Why prop firms really exist? Many traders misunderstand the business model behind prop firms. They believe firms exist to fund traders. That's partially true. But it isn't the entire story. Professional capital is constantly searching for one thing, that is talent. Not strategies, not indicators, not signals. Talent, sheer talent. Finding consistently disciplined traders is extraordinarily difficult. The financial industry has spent decades trying to solve this problem. Prop firms represents one solution. Instead of interviewing traders, instead of reviewing resumes, instead of relying on credentials, they create a live environment where behavior becomes observable. The challenge isn't merely a test; it is behavioral screening system. Every action reveals information, position sizing, risk control, patience, discipline, emotional control, consistency. The firm isn't simply evaluating profitability, it's evaluating trustworthiness. Can this person be trusted with larger capital? That's the real question. Prop firm funnel. So I believe we have discussed this in the first episode when I discussed about prop firms. For an instance, if 10,000 applicants in total have applied for the prop challenge. Out of 10,000, 1,500 they pass and 400 receive the funding after passing the evaluation. Out of 400, there are 80 consistent traders on an average. 20 among them, they perform really well. They are elite performance, and five of them, they come out as institutional quality allocators. They know, they understand both trading as well as uh, the capital management, uh, both. The drawdown trap. Most traders think profits determine success. Professionals know drawdowns determine survival. Let's examine two traders. Uh, if we take trader A setting six trades, trader B setting six trades, trader A made a return of 40, made a loss of 35, made a profit of 25, made loss of 20, made profit of 50, loss of 30. The total return, always the profits are bigger than loss, but the end result, the total return is minus 12.2%. The returns are amazing, but the stability is terrible. Whereas the trader B makes small profits, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4, like those, but the total return in accumulation is 26.6%. It is less exciting but far more valuable. And that is the key of compounding. That's how portfolios they compound. And this is the true example of capital preservation and capital management. Why? Because capital scales consistently, capital struggles to scale volatility. Um, this is why many institutional investors would rather allocate millions to trader B than thousands to trader A. The objective isn't maximizing returns, the objective is maximizing risk adjusted returns. That distinction defines professional finance. The drawdown problem. Let's take two charts, chart A and chart B. Chart A, trader gets large gains, large losses, and jagged equity curve, whereas chart B shows steady gains, controlled drawdowns, smooth equity curve. So capital prefers predictability over excitement. It's stable, predictable, repeatable, you know, graph or chart compounds quietly and builds lasting wealth. Position sizing is the real strategy. One of the biggest misconceptions in trading is that profits come from finding better entries. Institutional finance knows something different. Most long term performance comes from position sizing, not entries, not indicators, not predictions, position sizing. Correct. This is why two traders can take exact same trade and produce completely different outcomes. Imagine two traders entering the same Bitcoin position. Bitcoin moves against them by 5%. Trader A allocated 50% of capital, whereas trader B allocated 2% of the capital. Same market, same trade, same result, different consequence. Trader A suffers significant damage. Trader B barely notices. The market did not determine survival, position sizing did. So it's all about, primarily, it's all about position sizing when you are trading professionally or institutionally. If we look at real market insight, many hedge funds can be wrong more often than they are right and still outperform markets. Why? Because they focus on asymmetry, small losses, large winners, controlled exposure. This is the reason why some institutional portfolios achieve consistent growth despite relatively average win rates. Uh, Position sizing effect. Same scenario of allocation of 50% and 2%. The portfolio impact is 2.5%, whereas portfolio impact is just 0.1%. So the trade did not change, the allocation did. So that's how the hidden metrics prop firms actually track. Most traders believe prop firms care about one thing, that is profit. That assumption is wrong. Profit is only one metric. Professional firms monitor dozens of behavioral variables. Often, the metrics traders never see are more important than the metrics they do. A firm's internal dashboard may include maximum drawdown, average drawdown, risk per trade, position concentration, capital efficiency, trade frequency, holding duration, volatility exposure, recovery time, behavior during losing streaks, behavior during winning streaks, consistency score, rule compliance, psychological stability indicators. Many firms care more about these metrics than raw returns. Why? Because returns can be influenced by market conditions, behavior reveals process, and process is what scales. Example, trader A generates returns of 18% while drawdown is minus 15. Large position concentration, inconsistent risk, aggressive behavior while trader B generates return of 10%, drawdown of 3%. This is consistent risk, stable exposure, strong discipline. Institutional allocators often choose trader B not because profits are higher, because future survivability is higher. And you would do the same, and you always do the same with smart money as well. What firms really track? Risk control, consistency, profitability, behavior, discipline. So this is the matrix how prop firms they track, they score the prop traders. Professional capital values repeatability over excitement. How hedge funds allocate the capital. Most retail traders think capital allocation means deciding how much money to put in a trade. Institutions think much bigger. Allocation occurs at multiple layers. This is the most important part, I believe, of if you are making notes, then please note it down. The allocations are of different multiple layers: asset allocation, strategy allocation, sector allocation, market allocation, risk allocation, liquidity allocation, manager allocation. This creates diversification beyond simply owning multiple assets. For example, a hedge fund may allocate 30% trend following, 20% market neutral, 15% arbitrage, 15% quant models, 10% high frequency systems, 10% cash reserves. The objective isn't prediction, the objective is resilience. No single market condition dominates performance. Why this matters? Retail traders often ask what is the best strategy. Institutions ask how should capital be distributed across multiple strategies. So, those are completely different questions. The second question usually produces better long term outcomes. Institutional capital allocation. Institutional capital allocation is, a series of stages in which uh, the fund reaches to the institution or to the point where the allocation starts. Then there is strategy layer, then there are trend systems, quant systems, market neutral systems, arbitrage, cash reserves. The diversification of strategies, not just assets. Even managers are diversified by hedge funds. Different firms, different managers, they hold different importance to these funds. Lessons from prop trading history. Financial history is filled with examples of traders who generated extraordinary profits before eventually collapsing, not because they lacked skill, because they lacked risk controls. Long term capital management. One of the most famous hedge fund failures in history, the fund was operated by some of the most intelligent financial minds in the world, including Nobel Prize winners. Correct. Their models were sophisticated, their predictions were impressive, their leverage was excessive. When markets behaved unexpectedly, losses accelerated. The fund eventually required intervention to prevent broader market disruption. The lesson: intelligence does not eliminate risk, discipline does. The name of the hedge fund was Bill Hong and Archeos. Archeos generated extraordinary returns, capital grew rapidly, leverage expanded, concentration increased, risk control weakened. When positions moved against the fund, billions of dollars disappeared. If you all want to read about this hedge fund, you can just write down the name and you can Google it or ChatGPT it. So the issue was not opportunity, the issue was exposure. Market lesson. Most catastrophic failures does not occur because traders are wrong. They occur because traders are too large when they are wrong. That distinction changes everything. Please write this down. This is, I believe, the life lesson for you all whenever you trade. So most of the losses, big losses, they do not occur because you are wrong. They occur because you are too large when you are wrong. Failure formula. Good strategy plus high leverage, poor risk controls, concentrated exposure leads to capital destruction. Even with good strategy, you can definitely fail. Portfolio construction. Professional finance is fundamentally about portfolio construction, not trade construction. Portfolio construction asks how should risk be distributed, how correlated are positions, and what happens during stress events. Professional traders, they do not, we were just talking about, I believe last call we were talking about if you take just five top assets of the market separately on in the futures position, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. If Bitcoin falls, everything falls, and you are, uh, you know, uh, airtight from all sides. So makes no sense. So portfolio construction is a different, concept altogether, different from trade construction. How risk should be distributed, how correlated are the positions. Correlation of positions mean if Bitcoin is going to fall, Ethereum is also going to face consequences. So both the positions should not be correlated. What happens during stress events, what happens during volatility spikes, and what happens during market crashes. These questions matter more than trade entries. For example, there's a portfolio of 100% Bitcoin. There's a portfolio B of 100% Bitcoin, 40% Bitcoin, 20 Ethereum, 15 stable yield, 15 quant strategy, 10% cash. Which portfolio survives more environments? Of course, portfolio B, because they have diversified portfolio. Uh, So which portfolio creates smoother participation? Of course, portfolio B. Which portfolio experiences lower volatility? Portfolio B. The answer is obvious. Diversification isn't about reducing returns, it's about improving survivability. And that is what capital preservation means. If you all remember from the very beginning when I talked about capital preservation, I have been explaining, and by now you all might have a clear idea as to what really capital preservation means and how important this is when it comes to trading and this whole industry. Single position versus portfolio thinking. Single position, or you can say trade construction or portfolio construction. Single position produces single outcome, single risk, high volatility because everything is dependent on one indicator. While the portfolio has multiple outcomes, distributed risk, and lower volatility, the equity curve mostly compounds. So one bet can change your day, but a portfolio can protect your future. From smart money to problem. This brings us to an important evolution. In previous episodes, we explored Rift Smart Money, mirror wallet infrastructure, trading books, capital participation, performance visibility, portfolio monitoring, risk awareness. The objective wasn't simply copying trades, the objective was introducing users to professional capital concepts, understanding allocation, understanding discipline, understanding portfolio behavior, understanding risk adjusted participation. These principles form the bridge between smart money and prop trading. Because before someone manages institutional capital, they must first understand institutional behavior. Smart money becomes education through participation. Prop trading becomes capital allocation through performance. Together, they create a progression path. Participation, learning, consistency, capital allocation, and scale. The capital evolution path. Retail trading, smart money, portfolio awareness, risk discipline, capital consistency, prop trading, institutional capital. This is where we are moving in the Rift ecosystem. You can take a screenshot of this or take a picture of this. This is our user journey that we are covering with massively with all the users. The future isn't more trades, it's better capital management. Most funded traders don't lose their accounts because they lack talent. They lose them because they never transition from a trader to capital manager. Professional finance has always rewarded one thing above all else, that is trust, not excitement, not predictions, not aggressive risk, trust. Capital follows trust, and trust is built through consistency. The traders who survive longest are rarely most aggressive. They are usually most disciplined. The future of trading may not belong to those who predict markets best, but it may belong to those who manage capital best. Because the next evolution of finance is not about trading, it's about allocation, reputation, it's about infrastructure, and ultimately, it's about trust. In the next episode 19, we will discuss the rise of capital identity, why financial reputation may become more valuable than capital itself. For centuries, wealth determined opportunity, but what happens when infrastructure begins evaluating behavior instead of balances? In episode 19, we'll explore financial identity systems on chain reputation layers, capital passports, trust infrastructure, AI driven risk evaluation, digital capital profiles, self sovereign financial reputation, the future of institutional allocation, and why reputation may become most valuable asset in finance. Because the next generation of markets, the question may no longer be how much capital do you have. The question may become how well have you managed it. And this does not apply just to the traders. This applies to investors, uh, you know, uh, traders, uh, traders who trade as a hobby, or even every smart individual would ask this. So, how well you have managed your capital so far? Maybe if you, I mean, if you don't have kids, if they grow up, if you have kids, if they grow up, they are going to ask you. The next upcoming generation is going to ask you. That's it for tonight. And yeah, we'll see each other on Monday. And yeah.
So, Chavez, the question is no longer what is in your wallet.
Uh-huh.
It is going to be how well have you managed your wallet? Excellent.
Uh-huh.
Excellent. I love that. And that's where the discipline will need to come back to.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. Any questions regarding this from the panelists to Chavez?
Hi, Shaviz.
Hello,
Comments.
hello,
I,
Rajesh.
I have one question for a long, long time.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and this is regarding your Wednesday session.
Uh-huh.
So, few of my team, they saw that session and they said that in my house, I am working, my wife is working, my son is also working. We all three
Mm-hmm.
want to buy the license and we use the same IP and something. So,
No
obviously,
problem.
so how will
But
that be?
your
Huh?
emails are individual, right?
Yeah, emails are individual, but they are from same home. They stay together.
Oh,
Son,
no problem. No problem. No problem. It
no
is
problem.
a very intelligent system that identifies. Lucky raised the same question and I cleared it to Lucky.
Acha.
So it's not a problem. Even if Sybil attack is going to, happen, or if it is going to recognize civil attack, then my team who sits under one floor manages, or test with one Wi-Fi, they all are going to not, they'll not be able to test accounts. So that's not going to happen.
Okay.
Every email is a different unique identity, and Wi-Fi IP address is not just one parameter. It has around 18 parameters on which it tests the Sybil attackers.
Okay.
So it is your email, it is your behavior, it is your funding wallet where you have funded, it is your payout wallet where you are taking payouts. It's different aspects which are monitored. Not just one thing, that is the IP. It's a device, how many times you have logged into iPhone, how many times you have logged into Samsung phone. everything is, considered.
Oh, awesome.
Um,
That's clear.
Yeah, I think Rajiv, I did ask that question on Wednesday, same day. And I think the whole point of this is that it recognizes if someone is cheating the system, right? Because if someone creates 5 accounts and puts their most money into the fifth account and then getting the rewards on top and top, system will recognize that. So that's the whole point of it. So it's as Chavez said, the whole thing is for us to grow Rift, to have
Of course.
individual users, so we can grow this business. Because if we have brought 5 people, they might bring 5 people, but if someone has created 5 accounts themselves, then we're not going to have a growth. So the whole point is that system will recognize that. But Shabazz, I think this training is really, I just cannot tell you how good this training is. Because, sometimes this community, especially, I would say, not many traders. It's very, really small community we have here who are probably experienced traders. But what we're learning from this training is really opening up our minds to how not to do things like, as I said, if it was me trading, I would pick Bitcoin and put $1,000 on that. But now, as we are going along, I'm learning actually not to put $1,000 just on Bitcoin, split it into different assets, because I might end up making a bigger profit than I would if I just put 1,000, because I could easily lose as well. So I think this training is really, really good for this community of, especially when we're not traders. So I always say, you have taught us so much from day one. When we joined, we didn't know much about blockchain, and what journey you have taken us all these years, and we're like becoming expert on almost everything now. So so thank you for that, because I know how much effort and time it's taken you to prepare this, and coming here and spending so much time. You're talking for so long, and I tell you, really appreciate for people who are turning up and they're learning, and these are the people have been turning up from the start. That means this is the community who's going to help us to grow and educate others. So yeah, thank you for that. I think you are really preparing us for the prop trading through smart trading, right? So that I see the journey, how it's going, and I will really ask everyone to, test it, dip into smart trading, get yourself knowledge about different things, so we can get ready for prop trading, which is going to be amazing. So thank you for that, Shabazz.
So much. Welcome.
Funny. And so Chavez, are you ready? I need to prepare you and
Ready.
warn you ahead of time.
Ready.
You know what's coming next, okay?
So I know. Bring
And
it
tell
on.
leaks.
How are you, Shan?
I'm good, Chavez. I'm good. Look, it's Friday night, so we make it simple. Uh, I completely agree with what Lucky is saying. The training is not just changing the mindset for Rift and for trading, but also for how you approach life. What's the risk you take? Which decisions are you making? Are you going radical? Are you going up and down? Or are you actually growing your strength? And I just talk as much about myself as I'm talking about anyone else. But for me, tonight, what is the one-liner that I feel I capture, and I just want to check if I've understood you. That is, so Rift is actually a capital portfolio management app.
It's basically uh, you can say it's a, what do you call that, incubation hub for capital management, or you can say you can actually come from all the way from demo account, understand how to trade, understand, learn how basically hyperliquid ecosystem works, and slowly and gradually trade, make small trades on swipe, then might enter into smart money, check some guided trades, look how mirror wallet infrastructure works, understand a little bit about smart money. And while you're doing that, you can also have a license and get a consistent yield through auto trading engine. That's also an opportunity. And this process, doing all this repeatedly every single day, every single week, will not turn you into a prop trader in one day, maybe down the line in 3 months, 6 months. You will grow that kind of confidence from inside beneath you, that you will say, yes, let's give it a shot to prop trading as well. I may qualify, I may, get in. And even if you go get halfway through in first attempt, you will grow that confidence. And I'm very sure, I'm 100% sure that I'm going to take out at least 500 or 1,000 traders from this community. They are going to qualify for sure. This is my
Awesome.
goal.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Chantal strikes again. Very well done. Chavez, and no, I think Lucky has said it all. I know that my attitude towards trading is definitely being shaped up, and the knowledge I'm gaining in participating, it is just absolutely amazing. So the next thing that we have, I believe, Lucky, you wanted to emphasize as far as the Capital 3.0. You wanted to talk about that a minute,
Yes,
please.
thank you, Grace. As you're all aware, we are now live with RIF license sales using Capital 3.0 tokens. So all I want to say is, if you have extra tokens, you can gift your family, your friends, your team members who are ready with their funds to put into the engine. It's no point us giving licenses to people who are not ready with their funds right now. But if there are people who don't have Capital 3.0 tokens, but are ready to try with the funds to put into the engine, we should help out our community. And I'm willing to help everyone, reach out to your upline, reach out to me, and we will all make sure everyone takes advantage of this opportunity. And also many people have been asking me about how to send their Capital 3.0 tokens in 3FO to other users. So if you already have an active account in 3FO, then it's an easy thing to do. You just transfer it. But actually, you don't even need to do that. If someone's ready to join Rift, just buy their license in your account, whitelist their email. That is the simplest way to do it. So let's really help everyone, bring your teams back, and let's rock and roll. Thank you,
So,
Grace.
Lucky, I want to
Thank you.
add something to this.
Yes.
Okay. Let's make it more interesting.
Okay, time to get your notebooks and your pens ready. Okay, give them a minute. They're grabbing their notebooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say do not transfer your Capital 3.0 tokens to anyone. You have, let's say you started with $1,000 in Capital 3.0. Now you have $5,000 here. Your $1,000 can be cashed out into $15,000 now. Very simple.
Yes.
Very simple. You have made 15x potentially in your 3FO account. Okay. Now, if you transfer this $1,000 to two people, then sorry, if you transfer this $5,000 to five people, you will not be able to have a earning potential of $15,000. So I'm not trying to say do not be generous, be generous, onboard people. I will tell you the mathematics of onboarding people as well right now. But before onboarding people, you must understand the benefits of holding it in your account, because next, even with Rift, there's a huge income potential on 3FO that you can make. This is possible, but uh, it's not just Rift. As from last, I believe, nearly 4 years, I'm determined and working towards building more and more products, bringing more and more tools to the community, bringing more and more ease in technology. I am building one more product that's already ready. Only Pay is almost ready. It is going to come, and you are going to sell it through 3FO. So all the commissions that you are making are going to, be burning your potential earning that you will have ready right now. So your $1,000 have become a potential earning of $15,000 for you, and giving you a ready license of Rift that can be used right now, that is at your disposal right now. And what happens to the people who you offer the licenses? Very simply, 2.5% of their engine earnings you receive when you refer someone at level 1. Very simply. I'm not going deep into 5 levels. I'm just telling you, you just have 5 friends, you're not a big time recruiter, you don't even, yeah, you cannot convince people to join and convince them to bring more people. Just talking about level 1. So whatever money they put, whatever money they make, just because you gave them a license, you are going to make 2.5% on them. Okay, let's take an example. If a person comes in and puts $10,000 to the engine, on an average, they make like how much? It has been months,
Around
About
$80.
80.
$80 a day.
Yes.
Uh,
With
and
alpha license.
with compounding in a month, how much they make?
Rajiv, you have to answer that one. My
Yeah,
calculator's not
I,
fast enough.
I have
Have a $10,000 account, right?
so
This is going to change your perspective today. Everybody is going to do this.
okay, what you require
2,400?
10,000?
How much is the total profit on compounding $10,000 day on day for a month?
30 days. 22599
$2,599.
and 100. Sorry, 2699.
$2,699 every month. This
Yeah,
is the profit that user gets
yeah.
when they $10,000 and they compound every day. Even if they compound and they do not withdraw, you get the 2.5% in your referral. So 2.5% of 2699 is how much?
Hmm.
67.5.
You get $67.5 every month from this person who has got $10,000 in their account. And let's say you have 10 of these people that you have gifted 100 license, and they have themselves got into a smart flow after some time after using microflow, because eventually I've seen the life cycle of users on auto trading engine. They come in with micro flow, they eventually go to smart flow. They end up buying all the flows in about, couple of weeks. So it's going to be the utmost profit at which you will sit. So that 10 people are going to make $675 for you every single month. That you can put in the engine and you calculate how much it is going to give you in about compounding, returns day on day for months. So with just using your capital 3.0 tokens, you have 15-fold multiplied your tokens, your value, your initial investment. On top of that investment, it's your chance to invite such people who have, just like Lucky said, who have ready money to put into, who are serious people to enter into Rift. They show you that they have USDC Arbitrum ready to deposit. You give them a license and you start making 2.5% on their engine earnings every single day. I'm not even talking getting into 5 level structure. I'm just talking about level 1 of 10 people is going to make you $675 a month. Very simply, simple maths. And imagine putting this $675 um, in your own engine and compounding it day on day. Very simply. So the math is simple. The people who will get it are going to make the most out of it. Take a screenshot of this if you want to, but you guys are smarter than me. So yeah.
We already did this. So, Chavez, exactly what I said to all the leaders here. Don't send your tokens to anyone. Buy them a license in your own account. Why would you want it? One, you lose 5% when you're sending it. Two,
Uh-huh.
you're losing your potential earning as well.
Uh-huh.
And yesterday,
Also,
yeah,
also teach them how to sell a license, because when
yes.
they join 3FO, when they join Rift, you teach them the whole environment that how much you have made, they can also made and multiply the same way.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I agree. So I think I'm glad you showed it on your, we love your whiteboard, so it's visual, it makes more impact than just saying, this is what you should do. Because I did the same thing. I said it on India Prime Time yesterday. You guys have no idea how generous Chavez has been with this. Not only we 5 times our original money, now you get to 3 times that on top of that. So you just got to be ready to grow your team and take advantage of this whole thing. So do reach out to people, go back to your boomerang community, bring them back in, reach out to me if you need support. Let's just do this. So thank you, Chavez.
Thank you. Thank you so
Lucky,
much.
Chavez, a couple of the takeaways here is one, first, I believe, is make sure that the person is signed up in Rift first
Uh-huh.
and is signed up under you,
The you.
and then you can make the purchases. Then they can make the purchases in 3FO.
First thing.
Could you just make sure I went through that process?
Yeah,
with them?
so Grace, you just need their email. They signed up in Rift, and when you purchase the license, you enter that email to whitelist. So once you signed up in Rift, you can see they're showing in your referrals.
Mhm.
You can see the email in your referrals, and then you just buy them a license and whitelist that account.
And you only buy the license to the users who are showing under your referral section.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So the takeaway here, you've got it as far as the step. Make sure that they're in your Rift account or within your Rift account and showing up in your Rift account before you start buying the license. The one. Two, buy the license if you're going to go ahead and use the Capital 3.0 tokens. then use that and buy the license instead of transferring it to the person, the user. Okay. And
Yes,
then
so
make,
Grace, another step in the middle, before you buy a license, just make sure they have the money ready in Arbitrum, USDC to transfer soon, because now whitelisting is done really, is it instant now, Chavez, or are we still waiting for the
It's
whitelisting
not
to happen?
instant, but it looks instant. It's
Yeah,
still manual, but team is like doing it, I think, 4 times a day, 5 times a day.
amazing. Okay, so yeah.
okay. So please go ahead and do that. Make sure one that's showing up under your account as you are the sponsor. Make sure that they have the funds, even if it's what is the minimum that they can go ahead and put in. I know $100 would be good, but what's the minimum?
Anything, I
They
think
can
$15.
$50, yeah, you can start.
$50 would be a good start because there is a $10 setup fee, correct?
Yeah,
And then $1 for something.
yeah, switch.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then so you get set and then you have that. So at least have that ready to go. Or more. I'm just saying a minimum that you should consider.
No, if they join with minimum, they will not even ask you how much, to put. So
Yes.
once join, they taste the meat, and that's it. Your job is done.
Okay. And then so once you go ahead and do that, then buy the license and then start rifting before you quit. Okay. And it is an auto engine. Right now you can almost schedule what time to look so you can reinvest. You can schedule that and set an alarm to it. So make sure that you understand and get with the person who sponsored you to be able to walk this through for you and with you. Okay. All righty. A very, very exciting news. You have heard it. Whenever Chavez pulls out his whiteboard, you need to be ready to take a picture or write down some notes. Okay.
And one more thing before we
There you
close.
go.
The licenses that you guys were for 1 year only. So the moment 1 year finishes, all have to buy it again. Just remember this. Just reminding you guys this
Yes.
that after year ends, 365 days ends, you have to rebuy all the licenses.
Chavez, if I'm a day late, because
Uh-huh.
I have a tendency to just be
Uh,
late sometimes.
uh,
If I'm a day late and my license expires today, but I go,
uh.
oh my goodness, I do it
The funds
tomorrow.
are
What
going to,
happened?
yeah, funds are going to come back, and then you can buy a license and reinvest.
Okay, and everything will still be okay because you're using
Everything
the
will be
same
okay. Yes, yes, yes.
there.
Everything.
You're not going to lose anything. Just
No.
make sure. Okay. All right,
Mhm.
T. So then please keep that in mind. But I think from my observations, and Lucky, please, just let me know if I'm off. By the time that you get to 365, it counts down, you would have probably made up enough money to buy that license.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, folks, this is a very, very exciting times. You've heard it from Chavez. He pulled out his whiteboard and he said, so all we need to do is now have a plan of action on how we manage. It's not what's in your wallet, it is how you manage your wallet and portfolio. Anything else from this team of and wonderful panelists? Any other comment? And remember, okay, you have your grown children, your children in the house, your spouse, you can all join because it is based on the email. The email is separate and the system is intelligent enough to differentiate. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time that we need to give your time back to you. And thank you all for being here. Chantal,